Hi everyone. This is Martine, aka Mart. It's all about the M. All the other letters of the alphabet can move on. I'm just kidding. um, whew. um, I'm at a place that I just can't describe with words. Um, oh my gosh, it's like it's all I can say. Um, I wanted to do a video instead of my usual pictures because I wanted you to see me alive, living, you know, you know, because I don't know how it comes off when we talk online, but you know, all that matters is if you know me. If you don't know me, it shouldn't really make a difference. I'm just a nobody to pay attention to. But if you know me, if you're my friend, if you have any reference for me, if you work with me, if you're my friend, if we've been friends, if we talk about fashion, if we talk about guys, if we talk about family, then you know how I am. Therefore, you can internalize all things in the context that they are, whether I'm talking or whether I'm writing. But if you don't know me, don't worry about it. And don't worry about trying to tell me who I am and how I come off. Because it shouldn't matter to you because you don't have a reference for it. That's not a great opening, y'all. I should erase this, but anyways, this is a time that I just want to express so much gratitude to God, to Jesus, how much He's been so there for me. I cannot describe it with words. All my life. And I think probably a lot of people can say this too. We all are born and encounter so many strange things, so many great trials, and this period of my life is yet another chapter that I am adding to my book of testimonies, which I love to tell my testimonies because somebody always gets encouraged. And I, being in this field, being a nurse, I love just being there for people. I love being there for people because we all on this earth encounter so many great trials. No matter who we are, no matter how strong and tough we are, we meet battles that are ready for us. That like like the devil spends so much time observing you and just thinking about every possible way he could hurt you and torture you, and then mails it off to like the head demon, and then they come after you full force, and they make a proposal to God, and God is like, I love them, I know they can overcome this, let them have it. And this is another one of my times that I can say, maybe God said, let her have it, just like Job. Let her have it. And you will see. I'm going to be there. She has me. And I'm finally coming out of this whirlwind of craziness. I've been through so much craziness that I can't put my words to. I'm just it has been so surreal. I think in one of the posts I said, it's as if I've been to planet Mars, and this has been so surreal, so crazy. In the past year I've worked hard. I've worked very, very, very hard. I always work hard anyways, but this year was no breaks, and I had some goals for my life, and some of them have been to fix my health to a more permanent state, because there's things that you deal with, like if you are sick chronically, there's some things that you might deal with and just, put a band-aid over it and just move on with your life. But this has been the year that I made a decision to say, hey, no more band-aids on some of these issues. I'm really, really just gonna head on, deal with it. And I elected to prepare myself for surgery. And it was supposed to be in November. But before that time even came around, I just began, it was like a surprise, and I began to have like a multitude of health problems from A to X. I was having them, migraines, infections, impactions, all kinds of weird stuff was coming up. And I'm supposed to be a nurse, and I'm supposed to be working all these hours that I signed up for, and no one understands why I can't be there. Because I'm going to tell you something about medical staffing. Medical staffing staff to the exact number of people that it needs, to who signed up, to who they put on the calendar. Most institutions don't have all these other people waiting to cover you, if something happens. And I say this as a person with 3 jobs, and work per diem and part-time and full-time and this time and that time, and I love all my jobs because I learn something and I get stuff out of each one of them, and my gosh, I'm like, I can't even explain it, okay? But I went through so much health problems. Before I even went to my scheduled surgery, I ended up having multitudes of health problems. And thank God that I had prepared for that surgery, because I had so much money in the bank. I had a lot of money. When I say I had a lot crap of money, because I was like, I'm not gonna wait for the mercies of insurance companies, because sometimes insurance companies, like, they'll say we'll cover this, but you have to have been insured with us this long, you have to pass through this. I said forget about all that. I was like, you don't worry about me, I will worry about me. I'll save up the money, I'll do it myself. It was one of those things like, no, I have a health situation, I'm gonna do it myself. And I told everybody, I was like, I will do it myself. Insurances, don't worry about them. Just because I work for many institutions, occasionally I jump from one institution to the other. A lot of plans change, and I usually go with what's more convenient for me in my life and what will work for me. So, keeping that in mind, I just say, I need to save up this money for me. And I did. I saved up so much money. I could have bought cars. I could have paid all my loans off, this, that, and the other. And, when I had the multitudes of health problems, I went to the dentist, I was at the doctors, but this was becoming like a daily thing. I was having 24-hour migraines and going to work and dealing with family drama and dealing with work drama and dealing with like dramas of every sort. And doctors are sending me here in this city to go get this test done, go in this city, go get this test done. And some of my travels, my specialist is located in Beverly Hills. So it's like, to get to him, he lives an hour and 15 minutes away. But it always took like 3 hours to get to him. So it's been like just so much drama, so much work. And sometimes I felt like I was losing it. I was falling down and my health sort of deteriorated. I didn't really properly eat for like 2 months. I was surviving on liquid nutrition, but that's what I chose. But it was because it was gonna have less work for my digestion, and I was having issues with my digestive tract too. So October came, November came. I had problems of every sort. I ended up getting admitted in hospitals, having infusions, multiple infusions. And by the time I had been so weakened and so deteriorated, my sisters were helping me literally with everything, day and night, and taking me to surgeries, taking me to visits, taking me to tests. And my last surgery was in November. That big surgery that I had was a 10-hour surgery. But this is the surgery that was going to kick butt for me, transform my life, change my life. But it's a 10-hour surgery, and I've been cut everywhere you can imagine. I had 8 drains and a catheter and a pain pump and every tubing imaginable to men. When I woke up, it was like a tree of stuff coming out of me. And I had my period, and I'm like, can you imagine when you have your period, who has to clean that stuff up? You do, because ain't nobody want to touch nobody's period. And it was like up to me, and I was weak, and I was tired, and I was sedated. I had so much pain, I couldn't move. People were repositioning me, everything hurt. I got wounds there. I had swelling. It was tearing my incisions apart that took hours to sew together. Oh my gosh, everything you can imagine happened. And I had to make some decisions regarding my jobs, and we came to some understandings. And so and my finances were very affected because a lot of things that I didn't even expect with the surgery ended up happening, making my illness and recovering time take much longer, and I lost so much weight. And before you feel the weight, a lot of it was because I couldn't eat anything I wanted, and I'm a person who usually eats a lot. I eat a lot. I grab everything that my eyes can see sometimes. I'm still a big girl in a small girl's body. I'm more controlled, but I love eating. I can't help it. I love food. Food loves me. I love food. Food loves me. Okay. But I lost a lot of weight, but some of it was necessary because when I began to retain a lot of water and it was tearing my incisions apart, I ended up attacking it by choosing to diet on high protein and no carbs so that I could lose water weight. And I ended up losing some of my weight and some water weight. And where I was swollen, I started recovering much better. So even though I was skinny and crazy looking, one time I even joked that I looked like a man, and so a gay guy kind of eyeballing me. I was like, I'm like, this is 100% woman. I'm not a drag queen, okay? I'm God's little princess, but I'm not a drag queen. I didn't even have that much makeup. What was he thinking? And anyway, the edema hurt so much. My feet ballooned. I showed you pictures of that. My feet, I had elephantitis all the way. My feet were like little bubbles. I couldn't even walk, I couldn't go number 2. I mean, it's been like 4 and 5 weeks recovering just from that surgery alone. It's been so rough, and I actually began to think that it wouldn't come to an end or something. But what I did is I encouraged myself with God and praying and praising. I wouldn't say I did enough of that, but I did. I had to really rely on him, but I was dealing with so much emotions, and I began to dig into my past because I was just laying and sitting there. The doctor put me on bed rest, so I was just laying there thinking about my past, the things that happened, the things that didn't happen. Then I was like, boo! I felt sorry for myself. I was mad at people. I was angry. I started fires. I fought with people. I fought with my doctor. I fought with my mom. I fought with my sisters. I fought with anybody who has a mouth and a mind. And I fought with myself. And I fought with everybody because I was mad and irritated and agitated. I had been having migraines. And by the way, after the work on my dental surgeries and after I had the 10-hour surgeries, I still had migraines. Like, I still had them for a week. So I was really super agitated and angry at the world. and angry at myself, angry at the world, angry at anything that has breath in it. And so a lot of fights started, a lot of drama. But what I can say, I will conclude this because I talk too much and sometimes I get so lost. Like I said, I can't put words to it. It's been a lot of everything. And the other day I opened my mail and I have like these outrageous hospital bills. Y'all know that some of these procedures, I actually prepaid them. And then they sent me a bill again on my house. I was like, are you crazy? I actually have the receipt because I prepaid the procedure and they didn't do anything more than what the bill said. But it's like they rebilled me and then they double billed me the amount that I initially paid to have some of the other surgeries. I was like, are they crazy? So I haven't talked to them. But one of my bill was like $7,000. I was like, a what? I was like, on that bill, I got a transfusion and nothing else. I didn't even take a medication except normal saline, which is sodium and water from the stinking hospital. So I was just very pissed because I'm like, I've actually paid the majority of every bill I've ever owned, and I'm only paying for like my car, my educational loans, and I was very sad. I was like, like I'm doing good financially, because I'm financially always responsible. I always have extra money and blah, blah, blah. And it's like they ruined it, And I was very mad about that. I was emotional. I called my mom, called my dad. I was like, freaking nuts. I got insurance. I am insured. And I couldn't see anywhere with all the list of payments where insurance covered me for even 1 cent. It was like all on me. I was like, what the H? So, I got emotional. But at the end of the day, I just looked at my life and what I've been going through. It's been like 99 problems. Well, over 99 problems. You know how Jay-Z said, I got 99 problems, but the girl ain't one. And I was like, oof, I have well over 99 problems. I think it's been a lot of problems. But you know what? When Jesus sent me to this earth and when he gave me this life and the assignment for my life, he knew that those things would be there. So that's my rationale. So today, all I can say is please be encouraged. I know that sometimes I look happy all the time. I look rejoiceful all the time. I talk about the good, but I'm just like any other person. I have stuff going down. I have storms. I have buildings falling off of me, like the Twin Tower, tall buildings falling off of me. But you know what? I have an awesome Savior. All I see is how Jesus can get me through every situation, keep me intact, keep my stuff together, and we're able to build my life up again. So this is like an example. I crashed. It was bad. It wasn't something I did. It's just life, It's, some people say I did this, I deserve this. But what I will say is even during this time, I saw how the world would be for me, how my life would be without Jesus. And if I was crashing like this and having trials like this, and if I didn't have Jesus, I would be like any other dog on the street, maybe relying on something that I shouldn't, maybe doing things that I shouldn't. So what I'm here to say is, through everything, I see Jesus, and I'm very grateful. And I see how I am a sinner. I am weak. No matter how good I plan, how much I try to figure it out, how much I put in my own strength to keep it together, if God let go of me for 1 second, this sister would crash. So, the sister would crash. But yeah, it's been rough, but please be encouraged and trust Jesus, and know that when you pray, he will hear you, and he will heal the situation and he will work it out. Don't worry about how long it takes. Like, God's got it, and his timing is so good. You don't have to worry about fixing anything that moment. He will do it for you. He will bring miracles, healing miracles, and he will put you back together. He will put everything back in order. But as long as we're on this earth, we will go through some trials, and please don't give the devil any room to rejoice. I thank God for you, and I thank God for me. Let us thank God for each other's, because both you and I are made in God's image. What you think of me don't really matter, and what I think of you don't really matter. What matters is what God thinks, because he is the maker, he's the architect of your life. And I want to tell you today that no matter where your life is, he's able to pick up the pieces. And then even if you're doing great, you can fall. Or even if you don't, things can fall on you. Yeah. But even through all that, God will figure it out for you. You don't have to worry about. You can give him anything and everything, and Jesus will carry it on his back all the way to the cross, just like he did. He already did it. He already did it. Your victory is assured. You can't lose. God will, the only thing you will be asked about is how much you trusted God and how much you relied on him. But as far as like trials and things happening in this world, listen, the devil is in this world and he's here to frustrate you. So frustrations will come, but Jesus said, hey, if anybody calls you to fall, struggle, he said, mercy on them. Their judgment will come too. It's better that a millstone be hung around their neck and they be thrown into the sea. So you who are a child of God, take courage. If you're not a child of God, just call on Jesus. I'm like, trust me, all you have to do is, if you're in trouble, just make a little prayer and say, Jesus, if you're real, come rescue me, come teach me. I want to see you manifested. Jesus, I've said it before, Jesus has manifested to me. I've seen him in many dreams, and I've had real life encounters while awake. I know he loves me. When I say I know he loves me, I actually know because I've seen it. It's not an imagination. It's not just empty faith. I saw him, and what he told me was, I am with you in all you do. I tell everybody. He didn't tell me this great page of how great I am, because I'm not. I'm not. And that's okay. He only told me that he's there for me. He told me he would go through life with me. And every time, that's all I think about most of the time. He said, I am with you in all you do. That means he's always right beside. Hi, Jesus. High five, Jesus. High five, Jesus. He's everywhere. So I'm never alone. And, when things are happening, he's right there. So, if my dad is there, it's like when I'm physically with my dad, I feel so secure. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if there's a robbery. I don't give a care, because my dad is here. And that's how it is with Jesus. Our dad is here. So we're covered. We're saved. We are amazing. We are in great hands, regardless of what we have to go through. All we have to do is endure and be patient and see what life lessons lies ahead. So with that said, this has been a Mart moment. You enjoy it, meditate it, pray, love God, love your neighbor, and read your Bible, pray. I'm going to go do the same. And, this moment has been brought to you by Mart. And Mart approves of this message. And the devil must be scratching like, what just happened? Nigga, I'm making it. I am making it. I'm not coming to your side. I ain't going to ever see your ugly face. I made it. I made it. So I'm in recovery. I'm doing well. I gained 6 pounds. All my tubes are out. No more internal bleeding. No more shots. No more antibiotics. No more nothing. I am eating. I'm doing everything I want to do. I can stretch. My wounds are healing. I'm doing great. So thank you, Lord. I will spread this message. Bye. Love you.